So Warzone got a brand new map and received a ton of changes. Now, honestly, I would love to come out with this video sooner, but at the same time, I needed some time to, I guess you could say, ingest these changes and then come up with the most emotional feeling towards this map, towards some of the changes Raven has made for this Warzone experiences, so I can do it justice. So with that being said, the main topic of this video will be obviously covering the new map Caldera. Now we are going to be talking about some other stuff Raven has done with Bloom, the reverting Bloom, changes there on the end, some changes regarding how loadouts work and other stuff. There's some interesting things here, so let's get into some of the stuff. So let's first talk about this brand new map. Now I've seen a lot of people actually not like the map, and I know some people are like, oh, give it a chance, but at the same time, while I am giving it a chance, I do like this map a bit. There are times I absolutely despise this map, and it comes from just a lack of, I guess you could say, a lack of common sense design for certain aspects of the map. Now, one of the biggest complaints about Verdansk, especially in downtown, was the amount of vertical gameplay that can occur and just the lack of ability to get in these high spaces and compete with these people. And while you can get into high vertical places in, Caldera, and you can definitely challenge those people in those vertical places, if they get you off guard or they just have a position and there's no cover, like, they're at such a massive advantage, and many of it is just not clear to the players, and it won't be clear because it can be anywhere at any point. There is a massive stake for some reason in Caldera of vertical gameplay, and that for me kind of annoys me. The one thing I loved about Verdansk is how even grounded the map was itself. There wasn't many times where people were in high positions, so if people were going to be in a high position, you can kind of predict, you can kind of gauge, you can kind of know when people were going to be. In Caldera, there are so many high points, you will never be able to predict, hey, there's likely a team up here. Oh, hey, there's likely a team over here. Some of that stuff and some of that common sense game knowledge will always become randomized now because there are so many vertical places. And the one problem I have with the vertical placements in this map so far is the amount of range they have in those power positions. We're talking they can see 300, 400 meters away in some cases. And they can challenge in the position they are at. They can challenge uncontested. And you can be getting shot at a whole other team, and this team can come up from the distance and just input their own bullets into the fight. And guess what? You're screwed. You get slammed. You get sandwiched by so many different things. And it's very randomized in that regard. And, again, I like the design choice of focusing on placements in Caldera compared to Verdansk. But at the same time, it kind of takes the Call of Duty-ness away from Call of Duty, and it adds a kind of an Apex element to the game. And one of the problems I have with that is that Call of Duty, I like a faster time to kill. Apex, I like its slower time to kill. Completely different design choices of games. So while I do like Caldera feeling like Kings Canyon, I don't like the verticality because, again, the time to kill is so drastically fast, and I think it should be for Call of Duty compared to, let's say, Apex. It makes the game feel different. It makes it feel a little bit more casual, a little bit more fun. I can hop in, hop out, I can slam kids. That's a nice feeling for Call of Duty compared to Apex. So again, the vertical gameplay, some of the design choices, it kind of contradicts itself. So if they were going to make some choices, I think they need to, I guess you could say, raise the TTK a bit. I'm not really going to be saying I'm a fan of that for Call of Duty, but if it has to make this map better, it makes it feel better, I think it's something I'll be all aboard in. I will say that the points I do enjoy the map are away from the center of the map. Now, the center of the map has the most vertical points of the map itself, and I really, again, I said a lot about my issues with the vertical gameplay in this map so far, what I'm feeling. Capital is phenomenal. There are certain points on the exteriors of the map that just play so goddamn well, and I wish more of the map was designed in a flat way. Now, geologically, it kind of doesn't make sense. A lot of islands, or if not all islands, are the formations of volcanoes, if you guys don't know that. So it makes sense for there to be a volcano, a peak on this map. But I kind of wish they kind of disregarded all that summer stuff and just made a map kind of a little bit more flatter. Again, I don't mind vertical gameplay, but it needs to be in a controlled state. And I feel like the way they designed Caldera, it's not really too controlled. And the vertical gameplay is very drastic. It's really terrifying. It kind of makes you it's very hard to push people in vertical spots, and I get in realistic terms of warfare that's kind of how it should be, but this is a battle royale, this is a game, there should be some compromises to make a balanced experience, and I don't think some of that is balanced in that regard. Now, some things they changed in general, we could talk about loadouts. I actually was a fan of this at first, but I really don't like the lock on the loadout right now. The reason for it is that there is an abundance of money, and it kind of encourages you to be massively aggressive in the beginning, and then you get your guns, and that's when you want to get aggressive, but you kind of can't because everyone's gone. I do think that they need to just kind of revert the loadout changes. I get it, there's data involved. They maybe see that as a better experience if they restrict the loadout at first, but honestly guys, we went through a whole year. Actually, we went through a whole 2 years of loadouts right off the bat. The fact that they changed it 2 years later, I do think while it is something they may be data driven and try to let's understand, but there's certain foundations of a battle royale or of a game in general you kind of shouldn't change after 2 years, and I think that's one of them. I think they should revert back. It just makes it feeling better. Some of the ground weapons can be good. You don't know what the hell they have. You don't know what's going on. It's very hard to tell with specifically the Vanguard weapons of what does what, where can you use this weapon and what. Perfect example is the MG42. It has a long range scope, but the close quarter barrel, rapid barrel, and it's unbearably controllable. It's crazy. So some of that stuff, it just makes no sense in that regard. Now, one thing I'm kind of annoyed at, and I don't think ever should have been in the game, again, I think it's a design choice that isn't for Call of Duty. It's Bloom. Now, good news is that they've reduced it significantly, and they're in the process of taking out entirely from both Vanguard and Warzone. Specifically, this affects Vanguard guns. The reason I don't like it, guys, it creates randomness in gameplay that players feel like they shouldn't have in a controlled state. Now, randomness with loot and circles and kind of how players interact with each other can be a thing, but when someone's in a gunfight and a shooter, Bloom is its worst enemy. It makes the game feel random, and in a first-person shooter, a lot of people that play them want to feel controlled. They want to feel like they can learn these weapons, they can hone in their skill, and adding Bloom definitely takes away a lot of that satisfaction that players can have. So again, feeling that Bloom at the beginning was kind of bad. I did notice that they did reduce it, and it does feel much better, but again, there is still slight Bloom that makes some fights a little inconsistent. It's just enough, guys. Again, any little bit of Bloom is enough to you can feel, especially if you played Call of Duty for a long time. If you played games that never had Bloom before, you come to this, you can definitely feel it with those Vanguard weapons. Now, one thing I hate that Raven Software did with the playlist is forcing Vanguard Royale on players, and the Battle Royale with everything is stuck to quads. The reason for that, guys, is, listen, I get it. You want to sell Vanguard, you want to do these different things, but a lot of people have a lot of investments, a lot of time with cosmetic items from both titles that were together for 2 years. One Black Ops Cold War integrated, it wasn't Black Ops Cold War Royale, it was Battle Royale, and you can use Black Ops Cold War weapons. So the fact that they restrict Vanguard weapons to only a playlist potentially, and then everything else has all the other stuff included Vanguard weapons, I don't like that. I think if they're going to create options for players, man, make Vanguard Royale kind of a ranked mode. Trios, quads, duos. I guess you could say, what's the most frequent rate of people playing playlist wise? So let's say don't do solos, duos, trios, and quads. Maybe just do quads and trios, and then give Battle Royale all the options of solo, duos, trios, quads. Give people that option to experience the other previous games before, because again, they've highlighted this is an integrated system. This is all the Call of Duties into one space, and there's a lot of cosmetic items people have bought, and not being able to use them on a regular basis and kind of being forced to play Vanguard Royale is not a good look. And honestly, it's a little frustrating for me. I feel a little turned off by that. I don't want to play Vanguard Royale only. Yes, you have the option to not play it. You can play Battle Royale quads at this point, but again, I don't want to play quads because maybe I don't have a full team. I don't want to play with the full team, or maybe I'm the only one in this regard, but again, I just don't like the idea of Vanguard Royale. I think it's a good move. You know, give people that want to use only Vanguard and World War II stuff involved. And the Vanguard Royale definitely plays differently. They have different changes compared to Battle Royale, you know, regular stuff. But again, it's a little, I'm a little mixed on this stuff. But in general, guys, this new update, this new Warzone thing, I think it's a interesting step. Whether or not it's a good step or a bad step, I can't tell you guys, because this is the first weekend of this update. More will definitely occur when we get later down this cycle. Let's see how things happen when season 2 starts for Call of Duty Vanguard. Maybe the player base is dwindled, maybe the player base is high as hell, who knows. But yeah, again, this is my general impressions, this is my general rant, I guess you could say, concerns, anything, whatever. It's interesting. I don't know how I feel about this update so far, but again, hopefully more time would occur, and hopefully I feel a little bit more positive about this stuff. Again, I do hold myself to this standard. I can definitely change my mind after this. This is obviously only this game. The map came out Wednesday. I've been playing it for a couple days, so again, my opinions could sway either way. So with that being said, that's all I gotta say on this one. Let me know what you guys think about the new map. If you guys checked it out, do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? Do you guys like the new feeling of Warzone itself, or not like it? Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely drop this video a like. And if you guys are new here and want more content from me, definitely hit that subscribe button. With that being said, that's all I got for this one. Shine here. and I'm out.